Hello, this is Randy Smith. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about the integration between VicinityBrew Online and QuickBooks Online. Um, VicinityBrew Online is a browser-based application that handles sales orders, purchase orders, and inventory for a brewery and integrates to QuickBooks Online. Specifically in VicinityBrew Online, we're handling the customer. So this is a list of customers with their um, um, customer related information like a bill to addresses, ship to addresses, various terms associated with the customer, some light CRM with some contact information associated with them, and some historical information related to what is this customer purchased in the past, etc. Related to customers then are sales documents, actual transactions, sales orders, invoices, etc. And the first integration point to really talk about is related to invoicing. So we process a sales order. Customer calls up, says we need a certain amount of product delivered on a specific date for a specific price. That's a sales order. That sales order information then sits within the system until it's actually time for shipment. So in this case, I'm ordering 12-ounce bottles of beer, it looks like 10 cases, to this particular customer on that particular date. When it's time to actually transfer or ship that product, I can actually transfer this sales order to an invoice. And that process then will create an invoice to be printed. It can be printed and then mailed, emailed, whatever, sent with a truck directly to the customer. And that invoice will hold the quantity shipped, the date in which it was shipped, the actual quantity shipped, etc. And once I'm ready to actually finish this transaction, I can post it. This posting is what is sent to QuickBooks Online. So all of the inventory, all of the customer, all of the transactional data is within VicinityBrew Online. But once we post, we send that invoice to QuickBooks Online to be paid for a cash receipt or other payment methods within QuickBooks Online. So it will be transferred electronically directly into QuickBooks Online. Now, that's basically the customer and sales side of the transaction. We also have the opposite side of that for vendors. So you've got a list of vendors and their related purchase orders that they've created. In this case, we've got a particular vendor that we're going to be buying certain raw material from. We issue a PO from them. These are the various malts that we're getting from them at various quantities for a particular price. I can then print it and send it to them. I can email it. I can send that document out and make that PO look however I want. Eventually, this PO is received, and that's receiving inventory into my inventory system. I can either receive based on a purchase order, so that would be receive purchase order. I could also receive inventory into my system without having a PO. So either way, I'm receiving inventory um, into my system where I can assign a lot number and a cost and those type of things. Once I receive this purchase order, I will post to this transaction. The posting will actually send an accounts payable document over to QuickBooks Online electronically. So real time, you'll have it sitting over in your accounts payable in QuickBooks Online and be able to pay it via check or an ACH or any other transfer that you might have from QuickBooks Online. Of course, there's inventory that's based in VicinityBrew Online. These are my raw materials. I've also got some finished product, etc. I can see my quantity on hand, quantity available, and some price information associated with it. The item card has some of the typical information you would expect, the item number, a description, a price, units of measure, a nice image of the product, as well as I can see other transactions associated with each of these with this item, various purchase orders, receipts, things like that. I can see the serial numbers, lot numbers that I've got of this item. So in this case, I might be lot tracking this item and I would see various lots of this item. If it were a keg, I might have serial numbers associated with it, etc. So from VicinityBrew Online's perspective, we're basically handling the sale transaction as well as the purchase transaction and the core inventory associated with it. We do have connection into QuickBooks Online. This is our QuickBooks Online settings page, allowing us to define different GL chart of accounts. So this lookup just went and read my QuickBooks Online accounts. So I can set my default cost of goods sold account, my default revenue accounts, etc. This is basically just showing you the real-time integration that we've got into QuickBooks Online. We also have the ability to control the flow of information from QuickBooks Online to VicinityBrew Online and back and forth. So in this case, what I'm saying is that if I set up a customer in QuickBooks Online, it will import into VicinityBrew Online automatically. So we'll always be seeing new customers that are created in QuickBooks Online, and for that matter, vendors that are created in QuickBooks Online will be seen in VicinityBrew Online real time. The export is saying that if I create a document, let's say a sales order, purchase order, or for that matter, a customer or vendor in VicinityBrew Online, it will send the document over to QuickBooks Online. This is really nice when we start up the system where you want to play in our system in VicinityBrew Online for a while, but you don't want that information to go to QuickBooks Online initially, so that once you're ready to start and go live, you would select it as the export is enabled, and now it would be sending transactions back and forth between VicinityBrew Online and QuickBooks Online. So that's a quick overview of VicinityBrew Online, specifically as it relates to how it integrates with QuickBooks Online. We look forward to talking with you in the future, and let us know how we can help.